money order that came to you was used by you to take care of your responsibility, not her responsibility, yours. So if you got her embroiled in this little scam, which I believe is probably part of your life's work, you have to take it up with the bank, with the ex-husband, with the authorities. Do you work?
Yes, I do.
You don't work. You have nothing to do all day but take this matter up with your ex-husband and the bank and whoever else you think is responsible. That's not her job. That's your job.
But the Bank of Texas said it was a legit money order. I asked Nicole Peterson originally to cash the check.
How old are you?
41.
How old are you?
18.
Listen to me carefully. How many children do you have?
I have 4.
You have 4 children. She's 18 years old. You're supposed to be responsible, not an 18-year-old. Do you understand?
I do, Your Honor.
Well, you have not been terribly responsible for a good part of your life. In this case, you're going to be responsible. This 18-year-old doesn't get saddled with your problem. This $946 is your problem.
It's not my problem.
I'm making it your problem. Judgment for the plaintiff, that's all.
Parties are excused. Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
I have not been working for the last year, but he acts like I don't pay for him.
Doesn't seem to understand that it doesn't make any difference whether you wear a skirt or pants. If you're a parent, you're supposed to pay child support.
Next Judge Judy.
I checked my bank account 3 days after I gave her the money, and I was minus the $956. I don't feel that it was all my fault. I cried. I feel bad. Honestly, I thought she wasn't going to mess me over, and I did try to contact my children's father to tell him about the money order, and he said that he would take care of it. I'm glad it's over with. I didn't know that it was a bad money order, or I would have given it to her. I trusted her because they are my friends. Kay is a friend of mine, and Victoria was nice enough to cash it for her. I'm never doing it again. I hope we can still remain friends.
Entertainment tonight at 11 p.m. on TV 1055.
She shouldn't have made an agreement in the beginning.
You didn't have to sign the lease. She didn't hold a gun to your head, did she?
No.
A cousin gets called out.
Say when they left, they trashed the house.
Yeah.
It's good like that.
And someone called the cops.
How many times that you were living there did the police respond to your house?
Not only once.
Not.
So this is another case that I feel Jesus spoke to me. And this guy who you just saw reminded me of Alex Hackenfang and Rosa, his wife, the guy in the case. The wife reminded me a little of Rosa. Just I believe Jesus spoke to me a lot today.
It's Judge Judy. Daphne Herford is suing her cousin, 19-year-old Holly Burwell, for damaged property caused during a fight between Holly and her husband.
Order. All rise.
I even felt like that guy reminded me of Dan too, even though he cannot get married to Rosa.
Thank you.
He's just not to. That's what I believe.
Miss Burwell, I'm
Fornication and adultery is a sin.
You rented a property from the plaintiff. Plaintiff is your cousin.
Correct.
What kind of property did you rent from her?
It was a duplex.
When did you rent it?
I rented it in September of 2011.
Is that when you moved in? September of 2011. What was the rent on the property?
$400.
Who lived there with you?
My husband, Rashard.
Your husband and?
My son.
How old is your son?
6 months.
And you had a pet?
Yes.
What kind?
A pit bull.
Did the dog move in with you in September?
Yes.
When did you move out?
I moved out June 10th of 2012.
Did you pay rent in May?
Yes, I did.
How much?
I gave what I could.
I don't want you could. Your rent is $400 a month. How much rent did you pay in May?
I can't
Just
remember.
answer my question. If you didn't pay rent, say,
I remember.
Just a second. I'm not with you. If you didn't pay rent in May, say I didn't pay rent in May.
Okay. I'm not sure if I paid rent in May, but I know I paid it in April.
And you certainly didn't pay June.
No, I did not.
And you were there in June.
Yes, I was.
Were you served with an eviction notice?
No, I was not.
Were you asked to leave?
No, I was not.
Then why did you leave?
I left because there were some slumlords that didn't want to fix our water pressure. We had no way out the back door. There was only one exit. which is a fire hazard. I have a newborn baby. I'm not going to stay there when the fridge went out, the stove.
How many doors were there when you moved in September?
It was just the one door to get upstairs.
So there was one door.
Yes.
Okay, so they didn't take a door away.
No.
So when you moved in September and you paid rent in September and you looked at the premises, it had one door.
Yes.
And if you didn't want to live in a place with one door, you didn't have to sign the lease. She didn't hold a gun to your head, did she?
No.
So when did you begin to have problems with the water pressure?
In April. That's why I didn't pay
In
bills.
April. Tell me about the problems you were having with the water pressure.
It would just drip out. The hot water wouldn't turn on fully.
Did you have any correspondence with the plaintiff about the water pressure that you can show me?
No, I do not.
So you stayed even though you didn't have good water pressure, but you decided not to pay rent.
Yes.
How is not paying rent give you better water pressure?
Well, we were in the process of moving out.
What does that mean in the process of moving out?
We were getting all our stuff ready to move out. We had to find somebody to move in with.
But you were living there.
Yes.
Anyway, case is actually not about rent. I just wanted to get some idea about who I was dealing with. You say that when they left, they trashed the house.
If you will let me go, I'm going to tell
Listen,
you.
well, just a second. Okay. That's your case.
Yes.
That's what your case is about. You
Yes.
say when they left, they trashed the house. And Miss Burwell has a counterclaim because she says you disposed of her property. Now, on what day did she dispose of your property?
June 23rd.
And if I am correct that you did not pay May's rent or June's rent, why would she hold on to your property?
Because I wasn't there for 30 days. And the lease said after 30 days that they would dispose of my property.
So just, hey,
Sorry.
she's not a storage unit.
Now, I truly pray for all of the litigants, Judge Judy, every plaintiff, every defendant that has ever been on her show. I truly pray for her. We're not to take pleasure in everything that's going on all throughout the world, and I don't. But the only reason why I've been having Judge Judy on lately is because I'm thinking myself of suing Rosa in a small claims court for my sum $1,300 or so that she has a written and a verbal contract with me.
They should move, but they don't move. They stay there and just decide I'm not going to pay rent.
Well, at the time, my husband didn't have a job, so we couldn't catch up on our rent until he got a job.
That's not her problem.
Excuse me, I say something?
That's not her problem. That's your problem. That's his problem.
May I say
Well,
something?
she knew about it.
I don't care what she knew. She could know that you have a problem paying rent, but she's got bills that she has to pay.
And then in regards to Ryan Griffiths, friend of mine on my Facebook page, I saw a status of his letting his friends know that he would be getting married on the 19th to a Latasha. And I just figured that I would message him and tell him to please pray to Jesus about everything, that marriage is a sacrament. I pretty much just wanted to let him know that marriage isn't a joke, that God takes it very seriously. So then he attacked me pretty much saying that the Catholic Church has brought you under deception, that you're a Catholic, and don't comment, stuff like that. Then I felt really down, and I went on my phone for a random Bible verse, and was shown Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 17, and I felt God definitely spoke to me. Jesus, he definitely spoke to me. Sorry about talking and cutting off the case a little, but I'll get back to you.
I don't want to hear you.
Is that proof?
Jesus loves everyone, all of
Watch
you.
my face.
Yes, ma'am.
How many times
Even
in
Judy.
the 10 months that you were living there
Even
did
Rashad
police
Burwell.
respond to your house?
Everybody.
None, only once.
Not none.
No, only
Only once.
Yeah, only
So-
once.
Well, that's a once. That's a once. And what did they respond to your house for?
I'm not sure, I wasn't there.
You weren't there when they arrived.
I wasn't there.
Why did the police respond to your house? You want to tell me?
Sure, I'll tell you. We were arguing.
Just a second. Let's go very slowly.
Okay.
You want to tell me why the police responded to your house?
Yes.
Go.
We were arguing.
You and your
loudly.
husband.
Yes.
So you and your husband were fighting so that he was there.
Yes. But he ended up leaving.
That's what I said before, that you left. So somebody called the police
Yes.
because
The
you were...
woman over there.
Just a second. somebody called the police because